YouTube, what's up? Tkell Knives. Today we're going to talk about a very important topic to me, truck loadout. Why do you need a truck loadout? What do you actually need in a truck loadout? What do I need if I got to grab my stuff and go? All right, guys, so we're just going to jump straight into it. The basic things that you're going to need first is a truck. I can recommend any type of truck. I personally like F-150s. I've driven every type on the planet. It's just my favorite. I'm going to recommend a four-wheel drive truck because you never know where you're going to have to go. My main thing about a truck loadout is that from the outside, this just looks like a dude with a camper shell on the back of his truck. So I don't have like giant running lights and roof racks and all that stuff. We all know stuff's nutty lately. Things are going crazy in the world. I like to do an MSS, Mission Support Site. What that is for me, I'm gonna have my CCW stuff on me all the time. I carry concealed everywhere I go. What do I need for backup if there's an active shooter? If somebody's rolling down the interstate shooting people with a freaking green headband on, what am I gonna do in that instance? I've always had the decked system, so we'll talk about that first. I opted for the tie-down rails, and I have a bunch of these locks here because I like them. You can lock stuff down all the way down into here. And then these sides of these things, they call these ammo cans. I store stuff in here that I don't care if it gets wet because these are not waterproof when the drawers are. Well, water resistant, very highly. I do have a camper shell on the back of my truck. I tinted the windows because I don't want people seeing what I've got in the back of my truck. And the second thing I did after that was I added these. So these are Molle Panels from Built Right Industries. So see, these are very, very thick gauge steel. I put these over the windows so that it prevents people from just busting the windows and taking my crap out of here. And I just built these kits based on, they're not made for this, but they're very, very sturdy, and it allows me to Molle strap all my stuff to the insides because this is typically dead space, right? So I wanted theft protection and an ability to mount stuff. So what I do with those, and this is just to show, you can put these double height in here to store all your camping gear, throw your other crap that's in there or your groceries and stuff. I keep a smaller Yeti in the back of the truck all the time. It's got rubber grippies on it and obviously the little holder, and they don't move, easy to tie down. This is enough water for me to get home. So I don't need 1 million gallons of water because I already have that here. So this kit has got 3 days for 3 people worth of survival gear. It's got a shovel, fire starting stuff, water purification, food, basic first aid, tourniquets, all kind of crap inside of this thing. And you can order them when you order your deck system. They're made to go inside the drawer, but I didn't want to take up that valuable lockable space. So these are expensive, but the gear in here is top notch, except for the knife, because you can take that knife out of there, throw it in the trash, and buy you a good Tkell Mercenary. I said it. So anyway, how I mount these, I think this is a pretty cool way that I do it. I've not seen anybody else do it. They come, looks like 8 feet. So I just take it in the middle and double it, and I run it through and just tie a little knot down here. I don't know if you can see that, but I just hook it to the bottom, lash any gear to the top of this thing, and I keep 4 of these, 2 on each side. That's what's cool about these. So I can lay the gear on the deck, and then I just pull these and it sucks them right up to the wall, right? So that keeps them out of the way, but then these are cool because you just release them and your stuff will come down. So this just stays up here literally all the time. So it's in the back side of the truck. The stuff I need to grab immediately, I've got my Medic Ifak kit. There's so much med gear in there. It's a tearaway, right? So you just snatch this thing completely off of here. If you see an auto accident, if something bad happens, you need a first aid kit in your truck anyway, or your car. These are great for both. On this side, same setup. So I've got 2 of these, and I'll just show you how easy it is to take them down. You just pull up on them, right? And the whole thing just falls. So this is a long gun case by Savior Equipment. It's a 2-gun case. I actually picked it up at Costco. So this just shows, these are freaking rad. Look, you just grab it and pull, and it just sucks it up. And that also keeps people from looking in. So I typically keep 3 guns in one drawer of the deck. If I'm gonna carry more guns, my long guns like my sniper rifle. I may throw it up in here if I know that nobody's going to try to break into my crap. So I can carry extra rounds, 2 guns inside of here. This also has the backpack strap, so just grab it, go, drop it down, gone, right? Here's my little light that I've got up here. It's just a rechargeable little white light. Just, I think it was actually sent to me to review it. It's a perfect little light, so when it's dark, I can see down into my drawers. I keep the tie down straps in here. You know, these are quick ties. These will hold 1,000 pounds. In here, I have 3 calibers, 223, 9mm, and 12 gauge buckshot. So I'm carrying backup rounds, mission support site, if I run out of whatever I keep in my gun. What guns do I keep? So, first off, let's go ahead and get into the fact that everything is clear. There's nothing in here that's gonna go pew pew and hurt anybody. I keep all my stuff in the right-hand drawer because I'm right-handed, so that means I'll pull it open. I love the deck drawer, so look, watch this. It just drops, and we're on a hill, so it keeps itself open. This is my most quick access, my first firearm. We've got a 223 Wylde, excuse me, and then we've got a 12 gauge that was formerly a Mossberg Maverick. I'll tell you more about why I chose that. And then we've got my AR-10 chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor. I did switch over from 308. I know you 308 guys are gonna scream, but that's just what I've done. So here we go. Here's the 223 Wylde. Why a 223 Wylde? I like the accuracy you get from a 223. That's just personal preference. Typically a 223 cannot handle the chamber pressures from 5.56. So I wanted to be able to use the most common ammo that I'm gonna find out there in a SHTF or a situation if we are an active shooter. All the guys know me around here and they know my capabilities, so maybe they share rounds. I can run 5.56 in this, but 223 is more accurate, it just is. So this is the Seekins Precision NX15, and I would consider this my dream rifle, right? I mean, it's got a precision Timney trigger in it and 1.5 pounds with a super crisp reset, precision 223 Wylde barrel, very tight, everything is clear. They make their own charging handles, they make their own ambidextrous safeties, also ambidextrous mag releases, super lightweight to start out with. They do a lot of lightning on this thing. We're not gonna get too much into that, but the furniture is my favorite stuff. So I've got the Surefire Scout. I like a 2-tone rifle so that it breaks that up in the woods. So I've got the FDE light here. I use these Magpul rail covers, 1 to break up some of that black, and 2 to keep me from gouging myself on those pick rails. I have these, the newer Magpul Grips. I love how low pro these are, and these things are so freaking grippy. Man, they're awesome. I'm running the Vortex Razor HD 1-10. I'm using a precision Seekins mount for that because this is in my truck. It bounces around. This nor this is going to lose any zero at all because these are the best in the industry, in my opinion. I'm running the Magpul STR stock, which has got that really wide cheek weld on it. And you guys probably know it's got these little hidden compartments. I haven't really found anything to hide in there yet, but in here I have backup batteries for my Scout light. It is rechargeable. And I've got flip up Magpul backup irons, which is a little bit redundant if you're running a low power variable optic with an etch reticle like the Razor. Very soon, well, hopefully if the ATF decides to not be dumb, I'll have my suppressors for this thing and it'll be a perfect battle rifle. 12 gauge shotgun. I can't really express to you the importance of having a 12 gauge shotgun in your loadout. I'm running slugs in half, so 2 slugs, 3 buckshot. So this started its life as a Mossberg Maverick 88. It has had a lot of custom work done. It's something I really like to do. It's got the Mesa tactical pistol grip on it. So that's this piece. And then I have a Kinshot hydraulic to reduce recoil in case I need to hand this off to camera wise. You can shoot this without breaking her freaking arm. Magpul grip module. This is the DTG Tactical Mlock forearm, and if you're going to do this conversion, you're going to have to do a lot of customization to get this. You got to buy a longer nut to hold this on, again with the Magpul forearms, because I really like to be able to do that. And then I've got a light that Nitecore sent me to try out. They did send me the push button, but it doesn't thread on because this is a brand new light for them. I believe this is 3300 100 lumens. So right now you just power it on here, but it will have a remote switch with a little recoily thing. Close range, drop them down. If you got somebody you need to hand a weapon off to, nothing puts them down like, you know, double up buckshot from me. This is the, again, Seekins Precision, because I like precision weapons. This is their SP10. I have a Harris bipod on this. You can get more expensive bipods, but this is what we ran in the Marine Corps and I love it. So again, Vortex Razor. This is the 3 to 15. I don't need a 36 power on an AR-10, but it is a precision rifle. 6.5 Creedmoor, again with all their ambi stuff. It's got more of a precision PRS style stock on it, so this thing is weighty. I do love these Stark Industries grips that have the thumb rest on them. Again, with a Timney, you can kind of see that little hint of gold down there in the bottom. The trigger's a Timney. It's got Arca rails, fully floated barrel. It's got the gas selector, so if you do run it suppressed, or you can back that gas down to just enough that you need and you're not spraying crap all over the place. I've got a diving board up here because maybe someday. But anyway, this is a 6.5 Creedmoor. Between the three of these rifles, I've got extreme close range with a shotgun. I've got, you know, CQB and out to about 600 yards with my AR platform, and then I've got 600 yards to, you know, 1500. So I keep this blanket. I actually got it from Uline because we own the business. This is a waterproof and padded blanket, because if you have to lay down and it's wet, or if it's dirty or whatever, and you don't want this crap getting in your rifle, got this. Also, this doubles as a picnic blanket. In the back of the drawer, I love how these decked things just pop right out. In the Tkell Tac Bag, I keep magazine for the AR-15 and the AR-10 right up, so I can just grab it and immediately load and go. My first mag is set up with VMAXs. I run a VMAX in my 223 because the knockdown and they don't over penetrate, and the temporary wound cavity on a VMAX, if I'm gonna put 30 rounds and trying to get my family the hell out of there, I want maximum knockdown. So first mag is always gonna be running VMAX because they hit hard. So I keep these little targets in here. They're peel and stick. So if I'm somewhere and I need to run some quick target practice, I can just peel these off and stick them to a tree, stick them to a cardboard box. Everybody's got Amazon boxes. Maybe I'll just go steal your Amazon stuff and your box so I can shoot at it. In the back of the drawer, I'll keep just a Pelican case, and in the Pelican case is kind of emergency stuff. So I have my laser sighter. If I need to bore sight something, I've got a couple backup weapon mounted lights. I have backup ear pro if somebody needs some help. I have my Axel X-Core ear pro in here. This is a really important one I think a lot of people overlook in this little case. I take this to the range too. Batteries, right? So every battery that all my optics use is in here. So my rechargeable Surefires, AAAs for my Sig lights, and then little coin batteries for the rest of the stuff. This is a laser rangefinder. This is the Bushnell. It's a pretty good one. Not that you actually need this, but you know, I've got a rangefinder in there. And then just a quick little shot timer so I can hone my skills. That's not so much for SHTF. I have the Fix-It sticks, little kind of portable AR takedown kit, and it's got my torque wrenches and all that if I need to change my optics around, and any of my little scope wrenches especially. I just keep all that crap in there. So in these two cans, like I said, I keep tie down straps. So I have ratcheting straps, and then these are quick straps. In the left hand drawer, now we get to my pistol stuff. P320 is what all the local municipalities around here shoot, and I prefer it over a Glock, but I do have lots of Glocks also. So in here, I have my pistol set up the way I've trained and trained and trained and trained on this firearm. Again, we'll prove that it's clear. Clear firearm. This is just the Sig P320, the older style slide. It started life as an M17, but I have the AXG aluminum grip. I have the Veloce grips by Lock Grips, the ACSS Vulcan reticle, because it's awesome and it's the best on my astigmatisms. I have the TLR one high lumen streamlight on here, threaded barrel. We've already talked about that. And I just put a gas pedal on here. I'm kind of undecided on that. And I have lots of magazines, lots of magazines. I keep this in here for my daily carry. I carry the Sig P365. This is the xmacro So I have a very similar optic to EPS carry so that I can kind of maintain that consistency across the board. I like enclosed emitters. And I have the nightstick, and the only reason I have the nightstick light is because the only IWB holster that I could find was from Alien Gear, and this was the light that they had as a selection, so I bought one and stuck it on here. This is my belt. I don't keep rounds in here because these high-speed gear tacos tend to fall out, so I just keep them in this. Med pouch, dump pouch. I like the high-speed gear double tacos. This is actually just an old school Marine Corps double M4 mag holder. I like that. This is the G-code. So now I keep a tourniquet in there. So I keep the Mercenary over here for a right hand grab. So that's right there when that's mounted. It's a white light, which you're gonna need on your battle belt. And I keep my gloves on a glove hanger there. Typically what I would do is if I'm going, like if I'm out somewhere and something goes down, or if I just have a chance to go to the range, I've got my stuff with me and I'll swap out my light here for my Surefire. I love the freaking Stilleto. I just like it. It's low pro. And I keep it tucked away in my 5'11" Defender jeans just in that little pocket there. This is from ATS Tactical. They are made in America. They're a small family just outside of Fort Campbell. I love their stuff. It's padded. It's lightweight, it's very, very comfortable. I do have the shoulder harness that you can mount to there if you like it, but the main reason I like this is it has the drop for the Safari Land, but it's behind there and it's also padded. So I really like the ATS stuff. These are my Vortex Fury HDs. So these are the Fury 5000s. A good set of binos is absolutely invaluable, even if you go to the park with your family. So these have the applied ballistics technology. Pairs with my phone, it'll give me Coriolis and elevation drops. I got all my firearms programmed into this. Click, click, you're this far away. It does auto ranging. It's their HD stuff. It's a 42 power, so a really incredible setup. A spotting scope, which is kind of unnecessary, but there's extra room in this drawer. This is my Bino Mount. So this mounts my binoculars. This mounts my phone, so that I can get my heads up data on the ballistics. And underneath here, I'll keep my spotting scope and I'll just set this guy up. Now this is like long-term, right? Long range. This is the Vortex Ridgeback carbon fiber. This thing is light. I saw a video of a dude who hooked into this and hung upside down under this freaking tripod. I mean, that's insane. The Seekins has an Arca rail. So if you really want to, you know, you can drop this guy out of here and then you can go to work locked in, and you can, of course, this thing will raise up this high, and if you're shooting downhill, incredibly sturdy. The order of this goes, my pistol's up front, I get it, I grab it if I've got to put more rounds down range than I do on my CCW. The pistol and the belt are right there, and then if I've got time, if I can keep distance and I can transition to my rifle, or I'm going to load out and I've got to get my ass back home, I keep my plate carrier in here in the back. And a lot of guys complain about that dead space in the back of your deck, but if you just take your plate carrier and stick it in there and push it to the back and you leave the hanger on it, you just pull the thing right out. This is an RTS Tactical. I don't typically run 2 pistol mags up here. Typically it's like this because this can kind of make my AR stick out a little bit further, but this gives me room for another white light, another tourniquet if I want to. These are all loaded out, ready to go. Basically this is just a drop down. I'll keep my phone in here, kind of like, so this will lock this down in there. You can keep your phone in it so you can look at a glance. Fire starter stuff, I'll throw maybe another white light in there, some snacky snacks, whatever else. If you guys want to see more videos on the details of these loadouts, we can do that. This is for my radio. I'm switching radios now to a different style. This is the sheath for the Tkell OPSHAWK, and it's not in here because, well, I was using it this morning and didn't put it back, but I like that there. This is just another admin pouch, or it can double as a, you know, keep your maps in there. On the back side, just a little backpack with water and some spare food. That's kind of the basics of the loadout. So more on the Alice pack. We're just going to jump kind of back up a little. If you guys want to see exactly everything I keep in the Alice pack, let us know. We'll do a video on that for the full loadout thing. It could be an entire video in itself. But the basics of it are, this is a wool blanket because it gets cold. And inside here is also waterproof ground cloth. I have a tent in the bottom of the bag, and your basic stuff, water purification, extra water, fire starting stuff, change of clothes, gas mask is in here, another first aid kit. In the top I keep my clothes, so if I got to throw on my plate carrier shirt, all that kind of stuff. I still run my Alice pack. I know the center of gravity is not the best on them, whatever. I run the frame on it, but you notice the lack of a whole bunch of shit hanging off of this pack. This is about the only thing, but it's still tight to it because I like extra paracord, and the way I have this loop through, you can pull it and just run it out for a real quick shelter half. But if you're in the woods or you're in anywhere and you have a bunch of crap hanging off your pack, it's gonna snag on shit. And if your goal is to get through an area quickly, snagging sucks. So just little stuff, you know, tape off all these things to keep stuff from hanging around. Just keep these quick releases here. I mean, this thing has seen some miles. I've had this thing for many, many moons. I don't anticipate having to use this to get home from the mall, but in case the roads are blocked and we got to go on foot, I can throw my Alice pack on, camera wife can carry another rifle, and we can get home, and I can still have this over my plate carrier. So I'll pull that backpack off the plate carrier and we get back to the house. But the cool thing is, I can just throw it up on the sidewall and it's not taking up any extra room. So I have 3 guns that I choose. If I wanted to take an extra gun, I can stick it in the side panel there, but I want all of my super expensive stuff that I don't want people to get their nasty, grubby hands on in the locked drawer, because they're gonna have to defeat the tailgate lock, they're gonna have to defeat all the other stuff, and I've got extra high security locks on the deck drawer. Keep your expensive shit in there, and also when somebody gazes in, they don't see a bunch of gun cases. Typically they won't mess around with stuff. I think that pretty much covers everything. If you guys have any questions, please reach back out to us. Let us know if you want to see more content like this. We have enough problems in the 2A community. Like, subscribe, chat back and forth with us. We really appreciate it, guys. Hey, keep your head down. Huge thank you to our patrons. All of the video content's made possible by those guys. Jump over there, become part of the family. We design knives, we talk about gear, everything over there. Patreon is where all the business happens. Thank you, guys.
Je suis dans le secteur, hier tu m'attendais là, t'as fini sans tes peurs, pas dans la street, c'est la même.